गणपतिगं नमामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतानशृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यम् भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः। वेदवेदान्तवेदाङ्ग विद्यास्थानेभ्यैव च सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषम् पराशरात्मजं वन्दे सुखतातं तपोनिधिं। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। अचतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा द्विबाहुरपरो हरिः अभाललोचनः शम्भुः भगवान् बादरायणः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Read from 49th Sutras. Antaryamyadiदैवादिषु तद्धर्मव्यपदेशात् न च स्मार्तम् अतद्धर्माभिलापात् शारीरशोभयेऽपि भेदेन हीनम् अधीयते। अदृश्यत्वादि गुणको धर्मोक्तिः विशेषणभेद व्यपदेशाभ्याम् च नेतरौ रूपोपन्यासाच्च वैश्वानरः साधारणशब्दविशेषात् स्मर्यमाणम् अनुमानं स्यादिति शब्दादिभ्यन्तप्रतिष्ठानाच्च नेति चेन्न तथा दृष्ट्युपदेशात् असंभवात् पुरुषमपि चैनम् अधीयते अतएव न देवताभूतञ्च साक्षादप्यविरोधं जैमिनिः अभिव्यक्तिरित्याश्मरत्यः अनुस्मृतेः बाधरिः सम्पत्तेरिति जैमिनिः तथा हि दर्शयति आमनन्ति चैनम् अस्मिन् आमनन्ति चैनम् अस्मिन् Read from page 244. Sampatti nimitta va syat pradeshmatra shrutihi kutah तथा ही समान प्रकरणम वाजसनेय ब्राह्मणम द्युप्रवृत्तीन पृथ्वी पर्यंतान त्रैलोक्यात्मानः वैश्वानरस्य अवयवान् अध्यात्ममूर्धप्रभृतिषु चुबुकसपर्यन्तेषु देहावयेषु सम्पादयत् प्रादेशमात्रसम्पत्तिं परमेश्वरस्य दर्शयति प्रादेशमात्रमिव ह वै देवाः सुविदिताः अभिसम्पन्नाः तथा नु एतान् वक्ष्यामि यथा प्रादेशमात्रम् एव अभिसम्पादयिष्यामीति स होवाच मूर्धानमुपदिशन् उवाच एष वा तिष्ठा वैश्वानर इति चक्षुषी उपदिशन्नुवाच एष वै सुतेजा वैश्वानर इति नासिके उपदिशन्नुवाच एष वै पृथग्वर्त्मात्मा वैश्वानर इति मुख्यम् आकाशम् उपदिशन्नुवाच एष वै बहुलो वैश्वानर इति मुख्या अपोपदिशन्नुवाच एष वै वैश्वानर इति चुबुकम् उपदिशन्नुवाच एष वै प्रतिष्ठा वैश्वानर इति चुबुकम् इति अधरम् मुखफलकमुच्यते यद्यपि वाजसनेयके द्यौः अतिष्ठात्वगुणा समाम्नायत आदित्यश्च सुतेजस्त्वगुणः छान्दोग्ये पुनः द्यौः सुतेजस्त्वगुणः समाम्नायत आदित्यश्च विश्वरूपत्वगुणः तथापि नैतावता विशेषेण किंचित् तद्दीयते प्रादेशमात्रश्रुतेः अविशेषात् सर्वशाखाप्रत्यत्वाच्च सम्पत्तिनिमित्तां प्रादेशमात्रश्रुतिम् युक्ततराम् जैमिनीराचार्यो मन्यते We will sing the Vaishvanara Adhikaran, and in this particular Adhikaran, which is taken from the Chandogya Upanishad, 5th chapter, 18th section and 2nd mantra. In that, the word Vaishvanara was presented as Vishwarup. So the question was, what is the meaning of Vaishvanara? And Jatharagni, Bhutagni, Devtagni, then Jivatma, Paramatma. Among that, Bhagavan Vedavyas was establishing that meaning will be Paramatma alone. How he attained that meaning, we had seen it, because the description is of the Vishwarup. And he says, Drishti Upasakanam, for the Upasak, they have to do Upasana of Ishvara or Brahma in the Jatharagni. And from that angle, it was said that Vaishvanara is Brahman. So Jatharagni represented Brahman, is Vaishvanara. In short, this was the indirect way to tell how Vaishvanara is Brahman. Then Jaimini Maharshi came, and Jaimini said, I will go to the direct way only. And he took the Yoga Artha Vishve Naraha Yasya iti Vishwanaraha. So whose are the whole world is called Vaishvanara. He skipped the route through Jatharagni. When this was mentioned, then one more problem came, and that problem was Pradesh Matram. In 5.18.1, the word coming for Vaishvanara was Pradesh Matram. Pradesh means Desh and Matram is measured. It is measured by this space. If the meaning of Vaishvanara was all-pervading Ishwar, how can be limited by space? To this point, 29th, 30th and 31st sutras were given. And there were two rishis who came yesterday, if you remember that. One was Ashmaratha, other was Badari. And third is of course Jaimini. So Ashmaratha said that this Pradesh Matram is Pradeshe Abhivyaktehe, because that Ishwar for Upasak appears in certain Desh, certain place. Because Lord appears in a finite place, therefore Pradesh word is used. So Pradeshe Abhivyaktehe. I'd explain that. Then Badri said that Ishwar appears in the mind of a devotee whenever he wants. So Pradesh is the Pradesh Manasa, Smaryamanatvat. Pradesh means Manasa. Because mind itself is finite, therefore what is manifested in mind is also finite. This was the second meaning. I had already explained, I will move ahead. Then third came Jaimini again. He gave the word Sampat Upasana. And he said the meaning of this Pradesh Matram should be searched in the Vedas only. And he brought in Shatpad Brahmana, which you saw yesterday. In the Shatpad Brahmana, it is said that the Ishwar can be, the Upasana of Ishwar can be done on the face only. A unique Upasana. So, because you see your face every day, not every day, every hour maybe. So while seeing your face, you can visualize Virat on that face. When you see forehead, you can visualize the head of Virat called Swarg. Yesterday you saw that. When you see your eyes, you can see eyes of Virat as the sun and moon. When you see the nose, you can see the prana of Virat. And when you see body, or when you see your mouth space in the mouth, you can see the body of Virat. Mukhakash. When you see the saliva, you can visualize the bladder of Virat. Bladder means all water element. It is a figurative expression. Water element. And when you see the chin, your chin, you can see the feet of Virat. So he says, because the infinite Ishwar has been seen on the face which is finite, so Nikrishta Vastuni Utkrishta Darshanam Sampat. So what is the definition of Sampat Upasana? Nikrishta Vastuni. Nikrisht means something finite, something very tangible, something seen, something is small. Nikrishta Vastuni Utkrishta Darshanam. Sampat, and on that small seen thing, you are seeing something very big. You are seeing something very infinite. So, Nikrisht Vastuni Utkrisht Darshanam Sampat. Sampat is a technical word because this is called Sampat Upasana. Okay. Actually, all Upasana is like that, but here it is called seeing the Virat on the face is called Sampat Upasana. seen the Virat, never must have thought like that. But Shaligram you don't see every day, every time. You forget Shaligram, but you can't forget your face. You can't say, face I have forgotten in my room. Let me go and bring. So this is called Sampatti Upasana. And therefore the word Pradesh Matram is used. I hope all three are clear. All three rishis, Ash, Maratya, Madarihi and Jaimini. Jaimani. Ikaran Pullin, like Kavi is there. Jaimini, Jaimini. Jaimini. Now, this I had already told. Again, I will repeat one point. Please note this point. That Virat Upasana is done so that we can leave the joy and sorrow of one body. We can be out of the narrowness of mind. Narrowness of mind, what is narrowness of mind? That your sorrow and your joy, I don't perceive as my sorrow and joy. My joy and my sorrow are very, very big. That is called narrowness of mind. More a person is narrow, more sad he will be. Because he will aim to get his joy. And because he doesn't include everybody in his joy, therefore his joy will be resisted by the samashti. More your joy is exclusive, more you are putting yourself into problem. This is the joy of ego, exclusive joy. I became first. I came first. In our school colleges, at that time, not many places this has been removed. The grade system, first, second. The schools are now turning on to giving on ABC only. What is it called? We had mark system. Marks. You got 80%, 90%. Now there is a grade system where they don't declare who was the first in the class. Our time there was a marks exactly that you get. Everybody was given exact marks. So in that exact marks, there was a boy or girl who got first class. Second was second, third was third. Okay, that was our own benefit. But what is more important is that I'm not very much sad about my personal losses. And I'm not very happy about my personal gains. So I am diffusing the personality. I'm diffusing the smallness. This is the Virat Upasana. I told about it yesterday also. That is the essence of this Upasana. Let us see the word analysis of this sutra. What is the sutra here? See the sutra here. Sampattiriti Jaimini tathahi darshayati. So sampat, how many words are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 words. Six words are there. So one word is sampattehe. First word is sampattehe. So sampattehe means what? This is fifth case. Because of what? Because of special meditation prescribed in Shatpad Brahman. Because of special meditation prescribed in Shatpad Brahman. And what is that meditation? Visualization of Vaishvanara on the face. That is called Sampatte. I'm repeating it, it's a technical word. Sampatte iti. So sampatte, because of sampatte, after that you supply pradesh matratvam sadhu. Therefore pradesh word is right. Pradesh means then the whole Brahman is in one particular spatial limitation is like right. The spatial limitation is right. And then iti means in this manner. In this manner. Then what in this manner? Jaimini answers the objection. Jaimini tathai means in this manner. In this manner. Darshayati means he shows. Another mantra describes. Jaimini through this mantra describes. In this manner, so sampattehe pradesh matratvam sadhu. Iti, in this manner, Jaimini. Iti to ho gaya. Tathahi means in this way, which way? Pradesh matratvam darshayati. This mantra, Jaimini shows this mantra. Jaimini shows this mantra. Not sees this, shows this mantra. Okay. This is the mantra. I already described it. I will now move forward. Let me go to the next mantra, next sutra, which I already have read that. This extension of the answer given. Amananti cha enam asmin. 63rd. Amananti cha enam asmin. What is this? What is this mantra? What is this sutra? Let us see. I'm not reading it. Time will go. We'll see later on. So this is Jaimini's extension of the answer given in the previous sutra. Is extension of that. What extension? That Vaishvanara is visualized in the face. So one may think, how is it possible that all pervading can be visualized on the face? So he says it is for upasana. And if you are not convinced, I will give you another Upanishad called Jabal Upanishad. It had come earlier. Jabal Upanishad. I think in this Upanishad alone there is a famous line, Yad ahare virajet tad ahare pravrajet. That day when you have dispassion, that day only you should leave your house. So don't say it outside. So there it is said in your book now. See, I will read it. Page 246. Amananti chainam parameshwaram asmin murdha chubukantrale jabalaha. This Jabala means in this Jabali Upanishad. It is not there in Mantra Pushpam. There is one book which has all the Upanishad. But you don't worry, you don't need it. Yaha eshaha. See, this is written here. Yaha eshaha anantaha avyaktaha atma saha avimukte pratishtita iti. Just underline that. Saha eshaha Anantatma, that Anantatma means infinite Lord. Here avimukte is seventh case, is a locative and it indicates Jivatma. So this infinite Lord abides in Jivatma. So what is infinite, he is saying, that abides or resides in Jivatma. How can the infinite reside somewhere? So Paramatma Jivatmani Pratishtita hai, in other words. So Anantaha is for Paramatma. Avyaktaha is for Paramatma. Atma is for Paramatma. And avimukte is for Jiva. This avimukta word, anybody will tell where it comes? This avimukta word, in which Upanishad it comes? Can you remember that? This avimukta word comes in Kaivalya Upanishad. Kaivalya Upanishad, it is coming there. Tasmad avimukta shrito bhavati. Now, please let us, I'm telling you this is the meaning of that. Where is Jivatma located then? Mantra you see. Saha avimukta kasmin pratishtita iti. Where is Jivatma? Varnayam nasyam cha madhye pratishtita iti. Varnayam. Varnayam nasyayam. There is something called Varna and Nasi. Varna and Nasi. Varna means eyebrows. And Nasi means nose. So that which is located between eyebrows and nose. Varna means eyebrows. And Nasi means nose. So bhruvoho granasya cha yah sandhi. That which is the intersection of the eyebrows and the nose. Bhruvoho granasya yah sandhi. Where you, which is called here Agya Chakram, here, where you put your chandan. See, therefore Varanasi word has come from here. There is a river there, but what is here is there also. What is in Adhyatma is in Adidev also. So Varna and Nasi Sandhi. So here is their Paramatma located. Oh. And what is the name of this Paramatma? Avimukta. Jeev. Is interesting fact to know, quite a resemblance is there between Jabal Upanishad, that Lord Shiva of Varanasi is called Avimukteshwar. He is called Vishwanath actually. So he is called Avimukteshwar. And here also Upanishad is saying that this is Varana and this is Nasi. In the joining of that is the Jeev, and whose name is Avimukta. Oh, good. Yes. If you read the scriptures, you have a lot of new things are coming. This is called Varanasi. Lord of Varanasi is called Avimukteshwar Mahadeva. Avimukteshwar. So with Mahadeva, anything they use. But see, there is in the Shastra. I was in Jodhpur, they say one Mahadeva. I said, what is the name? Jangaleshwar Mahadeva. Because in the jungle, so his name is Jangaleshwar Mahadeva. Will be correct. Jangaleshwar Mahadev. Interesting things. In India, after every road, there is some temple. Okay, that's good. So you go and see Kaivalya Upanishad. So in this, Lord is between eyebrows. He's extending this point that how the infinite is on the finite. He's quoting Javala Upanishad. Okay, so there is nothing wrong in using the word Pradesh Matra. Only what is the meaning of Varna and Nasya? Oh, you want to know more? Yes, I want to know more. Okay, then please see this. Kavai Varna Kacha Nasiti. You see the line there. What is the meaning of Varna and what is the meaning of Nasi? Tatracha Imam ev nasikam varna nasiti niruchyat ya sarvani indriya kritani papani varyati savarna. That which takes away the sin, that is called varna. Sins of all sense organ, that is called varna. So, papani varyati savarna. And sarvani indriyani kritani papyani nashati sa nasi. Pashagar. So that which removes the sin is varna, that which destroys the sin is nasi. This is called Varanasi now. Means how? When you meditate on your in between the eyebrows, don't focus it. They'll have headache. Bror Madhya Pranam Aveshya Samyak, 5th chapter it comes. Don't focus there. Just localize your attention. Don't force in between. Like, no. In straight here, in this line, you just localize your attention. So that eyeballs are not moving when you are meditating. Eyeballs are not moving. Don't focus here. But in this line, between the eyebrows and the nose, when you are meditating, you can just on that, make the eyebrows still and make the eyes still on that direction. When you meditate like that on God, then at that time, your sins go away. Your enjoyership goes away. Therefore, it is called Varyati Papani and Nashiti. Okay. Understood that. Yes, I think I am very, very clear. So, and therefore what? Therefore, this Vaishwanara is Paramatma. How many reasons they gave, you must be surprised. So when you meditate, you are at that time refusing to be Jiva, and you are refusing to be enjoyer. You are refusing to be doer. You are refusing to be a relative. You are negating your wrong identity. And therefore, when you negate your identity, then you are merging yourself into the Virat. You think yourself as Virat. Then you get 2 fruit of Virat, Sarva Anna Ashanam and Sarva Papa Nashanam. He eats food throughout because he has identified with that. So he sees, okay, this is Virat only. I am Virat only. I am Virat, or I am a part of Virat, and therefore I have washed my sin. What is the meaning of sin here? Sin means that I am I am exclusively enjoying any part and destroying any part of Virat. You cannot enjoy something unless you destroy that. But when you see Ishwar in that, you don't feel like destroying it. You don't feel like enjoying that which belongs to Ishwar, which is of Ishwar. There is more of reverential attitude rather than enjoyership. So this seeing something and not getting tempted to vasanize it. Rather, I am divinizing it. Instead of vasanizing, I am divinizing. Vasanizing, understand, no? You see something and you feel if I can eat it. Where you want this object organ oneness for your vasanas. It is called vasanized. Divinized, you don't want the oneness of organ and object. I see the biggest and superimpose on that small. Plot my. Nahi. I see the biggest and superimpose on that. Like you see a rising sun or a sunset or a man or a woman. You see and you superimpose on him the Lord. Like one day I said that there is a big Shivling. Big Shivling is there. Where is the Shivling? The whole space is one big Shivling. And the stars are like the flowers. So it is only a space, but you see a Shivling there. This is called divinizing. Vasanizing is that it should be for me personally to enjoy. I want it for my sensual gratification. Where my eyes, hand, legs are involved. I don't see God in it. Okay. Let us see the word analysis. Amananti cha enam asmin. 4 words are there. Amananti means vadanti. So amananti, vadanti. Who? Jabalopnishad. Jabalopnishad. Amananti. So you have to supply here Jabalopnishad. This is second mantra. Jabalopnishad Amananti. Cha. Cha means also. Why also? Because Shatpad Brahman also had told about facial limitation. So Jaimini is giving another clue to put his point. Enam means Vaishvanaram. Asmin means between the eyebrows. So Jabalopnishad enam amananti cha. Enam asmin amananti cha. I hope this is now clear. This completes what? Completes what? Sutra also and second path also. Oh, 2 padas are over. Yes. Thank you so much. I could survive these 2 padas. I don't know how long I'll survive. So, it's not that easy. You need punya to hear Brahma Sutra. Brahma Sutra is difficult to hear. If you will go and see brahmacharis, I don't think so. Very few may have heard also. So when I was brahmachari, I used to dream if I can hear such Brahma Sutra. That was my dream. And nobody was there to teach also. Now summary of this whole adhikaran, then we'll move on to next pada. Vishaya is Vaishvanara, word Vaishvanara occurring in 5.18.2 of Chandogya Upanishad. This is Vishaya, subject matter. Samshaya is again point. Whether Vaishvanara refers to mainly Jatharagni or it refers to Brahman. This is second point. Purupaksh will always say something different. He said Vaishvanara refers to digestive fire because that is a primary meaning. And because of the finite description of Jatharagni. Siddhanti is Vaishvanara refers to Brahman. Ved Vyas Bhagavan says the indirectly refers to Brahman. And Jaimini Rishi says directly it refers to Brahman. So indirectly or directly Vaishvanara refers to Brahman only. Good point is whether you say directly, finite or infinite. If you say finite description, then also it can fit because everything finite is Brahman. And if you say infinite, then also it can fit. Hence Vaishvanara is Brahman. Second, Sangati is, it is justified, positional justification. So this completes this adhikaran and the second pada is over. Is it okay now? So how many adhikaran were there in the second pada? I don't remember that. 7 adhikaran were there. Don't worry, 7 adhikaran were there. Later on you can see. And 3 are dealing with Upasyam Brahma, namely 1st, 4th and 7th. And all are from Chandogya Upanishad. And 4, 2, 3, 5 and 6 deal with Gneyam Brahma. So I have forgotten everything. Yes. Forgetfulness is a big disease. Now we are going to go into third pada. Oh, today only we'll take third pada. I have some small time left. Let me introduce at least and then we can see in detail. There is 1 or 2 lines before we move ahead. This 246 page, there is one word called here, Tasmad Upapanna Parameshwari Pradesh Matra Shruti. Last but 1 line. Then it is said, Abhiviman Shrutihi Pratyagatmattu Abhipraya. Abhiviman Shruti. So he is defining Pratyagatmataya sarvaihi pranibhi abhivimiyate iti abhivimana. So, Abhiviman means what? That I know myself. Abhimukhen aham brahma iti vimiyate gyayate iti abhiviman pratyagatma. Tippani says, through which you know that I am this Brahman. And everything is illumined and vitalized by the sarvaihi pranibihi abhi vimiyate iti abhi vimana. So this is telling about that everything is that Brahman only. So this is the point here. Abhi vimiteva sarvam jagat karanatvat iti abhi vimana. He is telling that the same Paramatma is, which is meditated on the eyebrows, he is the one with his Jagat Karan also. So the Pratyagatma, the internal self, is the cause of the whole world. Now, I'll take you to the next Adhikaran. Prathamadhyaye Tritiya Padaha. So what is this? Huh? What is this? Let us see now. This is the third quarter of the first chapter. First chapter, third pad is there. First chapter is called Samanvaya Adhyaya. I forgot everything. Second, I forgot everything. Ikshati Adhyaya. New explanations are coming. Tomorrow you all should come prepared. What are those 4 chapters called? This first chapter, it is called Samanvaya Adhyaya. Samanvaya means consistency that goes everywhere. That which goes everywhere, that is called Samanvaya. So whole Samanvaya Adhyaya is to prove that in all the Upanishad, main topic is Brahman only. This is the running point here. And first chapter, I told you, if you remember, is just the commentary on the 4th sutra. I had told that. Tattu Samanvayat. This is the foundation of the first chapter. So that consistency, that proves the consistency that Brahman alone is the subject matter of the Upanishad and not the karma, not the karma kand. Then this is called, therefore, this is the main portion of the first chapter. And all 4 pad means quarters. All 4 quarters deal with what? With Brahman revelation. The revealed Brahman. Okay, who will tell what is the difference between first pad and second pad? It's good. Spashta Brahma Ling. Spashta Brahma Lingani or Spashta Brahma Linga Vakya Samanvaya. It will tell about those statements which indirectly reveal the Brahman with help of clear indicators. I'm repeating it. Which indirectly reveal Brahman through clear indicator. I had mentioned it. You can see your notes. In your notes, if you see, this must have been there. Off and on, go back and see your notes also. And you should have such good handwriting that you feel like reading, you read it. It matters a lot. If you don't have good handwriting, you don't feel like reading your own notes. And if you write properly with mark, etc., you feel like seeing your own book. So after you do some fair work in your room, I'm repeating it indirectly, which indirectly reveal Brahman. We are not talking of those mantras which directly reveal Brahman. Which directly reveal Brahman will not be the subject of Brahma Sutra. Brahma Sutra is like a court. Those sutras will go in the court with its ambiguity. It is too clear this land belongs to this person. Why should he go to the court? And somebody else is claiming that land. That 4 people are claiming the land. Then you have to go to the court. There is no dispute. Clear-cut papers are there. Ab Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Nobody. This is not a subject of Brahma Sutra. The second path revealed about Aspashta Brahma Lingani. We are talking about consistency of those statements which indirectly reveal the Brahman through vague. Vague means vague indicators. There is an element of vagueness. Is it this or this? Not clear. Vagueness is there. That is called Aspashta Brahma Linga Vakyani. Okay, is it this or this? That is called. We are not discussing about those statements which directly reveal Brahman. So there are 2 kinds of statements which indirectly reveal Brahman. Spasht and aspasht. There is a difference between first path and second path. What about the third path? It is spasht or aspasht? Third path is of aspasht. We are going to analyze those statements which indirectly reveal Brahman through, again, vague indicators. And then what is the difference between second and third path? Because both are vague. That will be told after the third path. When you hear it, then you will understand it. Then you will understand what is the difference. So you have to go through it. Have patience. Okay? Don't rush. Go slowly. Think slowly. Talk slowly. Don't try to jump and hop everywhere. Take time in concluding something. Take time. Take datas. Uttishta Jagrat Prapya Varanni Buddha. Go to great person and find out what is the right thing. Try to enrich your experiences. Try to know something greater and bigger. Okay, so you have to hear the whole thing. The third path. And now don't say Brahma Sutra is difficult. That fear should have gone about Brahma Sutra. I hope so. Okay. We'll see it after that. Let's come to the third quarter of the first chapter. There are total 43 sutras and 13 adhikarana in this third path. In this third path, the number of sutras are 43. And total number of sections, which is called as adhikaranam, is 7 adhikaran is there. 13 adhikaran is there. 7 is the last one. 7 is the last one. 13 adhikaran is there. Okay. How long will it take? Don't ask. We'll see. So this is 13 adhikaran is there. Now I have to go home also. No, listen first. Don't ask such questions. This sannyasis we are hearing is Brahma Sutra, and very rarely there is one ashram called Kailas Ashram. If you had gone to Uttarkashi, I think close to our ashram is the Kailas Ashram. Did you notice that? In that, the Kailas Ashram, when you go and you want to study there, so this you first take sannyas, then you have to study. He said, unless you are committed, you cannot study. Or at least take Brahmacharya Diksha. Some kind of ling should be there. In Kailas Ashram, highly knowledgeable saints are there. Vidyanand Giri was there. I went to Rishikesh to have his darshan. You see, these books are from Kailas Ashram. The books which you are using is from that. Imagine how much they have worked hard to put translation. So if you see in the beginning of this book, see, Sri Kailash Vidyalokasya Panch Panchashatatama Sopana Sri Badarayani Virajitam Brahma Sutram. Now it is written here, Govind Prasadini Tippani Kara. So that one who wrote the Tippani at the bottom, that is called Govind Prasad. And see this word, Vidya Vachaspati Mahamandaleshwar Srimad Swami Vishnu Devananda Giri Maharaj. So he is the one who wrote the Tippani there. Imagine the hard work they must have done. We are getting a ready plate. Anyway, kya? Learn to appreciate their hard work. And who wrote in Hindi? Lalit Vyakhyakar. Vedant Sarva Darshanacharya. Wow. Who knows all darshan. Starting from Charvak, Bauddha, Jain, Purmimansa. 10 years they study, 12 years. They're not ordinary person. 9 schools of philosophies they study. Okay, each school is quite big, hefty. Shri Kailas Dasham Pithadishwara Acharya Mahamandaleshwara Srimad Swami Vidyananda Giriji Maharaj. This is Swami Vidyananda. Him I had darshan. I met him. Vidyananda. Now his body is not there. ऐसे लोग रहे वहां पे. And our Tapon Maharaj, he also got sannyas from Swamiji of Kailas Ashram. So Tapon Maharaj left his clothes and just took like that. Took the clothes like. Then somebody said, no, you cannot do like that. You should take sannyas properly. Also dispassionate and you are abiding in the cell, but traditions are there. You follow the tradition. Then he took to that, went to Kailash Ashram, and there he was given sannyas and with Tapon Giri Maharaj first. Okay. So when you see these books, you should have the pride of belonging to that tradition. We are actually connected some way. 100 years back, only this Sanskrit was there. Only Sanskrit. Bhashyakar and this. No, nothing else was there. No Tippani, no Tika. And if you know it, then you can refer to it. So imagine how much hard work they have to write all these things. It must have taken years, because you have to see each Sanskrit word, each thing you have to write like that. Okay, so these people still, this is a contemporary, within 50, 20 years. I met Swamiji, I think around 2000 or 97, 95, 96. After that, once or twice. He used to speak in Sanskrit till 1 o'clock. Till 1 p.m. After that, he'll speak in Hindi. But before that, he said, I won't speak anything. Oh, chalo bhai. And they had lunch dinner. So before lunch, 15th chapter, and they will chant Shiv Tandava Stotra. That Arthavi Galachal. So sannyasi chant Shiv Tandava Stotra before lunch also. Anyway, let me come to the topic. So Prathamadhyaya Triti Pada. And this Adhikaran is called Dyubhyadyadhikaranam. Huh? What? It was so simple. Vaishvanara Adhikaran. Dyubhyadyadhikaranam. Dyu, see the word here. If you want to break, Dyu is one word. Dyu Bhadya. Vadya. So, Dyubhyadyadhikaranam. But I won't say anything, just say adhikarans. I will just say first adhikaran of the third part of the first chapter. No, you can say. Toshki will say. No, this is not bhat. It is Dyubhadya. Dyubhadya. Half bha is there. Dyubhadya. Bhavadya. Adhikaranam is there. And first sutra of this is called Dyubhadyayatanam Swashabdat. So most of the adhikaran on the first sutra. So this is the first sutra. What is it in the first sutra? We will see tomorrow fresh. So be ready to enter into this first sutra. This will be 64th sutra from the beginning. 64th sutra. Okay. Hari Om Bhag Narayan Narayan. Om Tats. Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namah. Hari Om.